Hi, I'm Shein Shanin and this is the Evening Highlights. Bank Negara says it's validating a statement by 1MDB claiming it was unable to bring back $1.83 billion in offshore investments. Governor Tan Sri Zeti Akhtar Aziz says the central bank is also seeking additional documents from the state fund in relation to its offshore deals. Last month, the central bank directed 1MDB to repatriate the funds after it revoked 3 permissions to the fund for investments abroad. However, 1MDB replied that it was unable to bring back the money as the funds had either been spent or earmarked for debt transfer.
1MDB, of course, has publicly stated that the funds for the redemption of these offshore investments have been utilized and are also earmarked for debt for asset swap as part of their rationalization plan. So the bank is validating this now.
Bank Negara isn't committing to a timeline to complete its evaluation process. Zeti says it would be premature to say anything more and that an assessment would be made once the central bank receives all the documents it has requested. It would then consider all options at its disposal. This includes possible legal action against the debt-laden fund.
We will consider all the options to deal with any contravention of our rules and regulations. This is important. Bank Negara is answerable to the people of this country, but we have in place rules and regulations. We are very transparent on the rules and regulations that we have in place.
She also denied allegations that Bank Negara had made mistakes in its probe into 1MDB. We met the central bank governor at a press conference to announce the third quarter GDP numbers, and they didn't look too great. The local economy expanded by 4.7%, and that's the slowest pace since the second quarter of 2013. That took a bit of the wind out of the markets today. The FBM KLCI was down 0.26% to settle at 1,659 points. Most of the indices on Bursa ended the day in red, except for technology and mining. There were 339 gainers, 558 losers, and 360 counters traded unchanged across the exchange. Market breadth saw 2.2 billion shares traded worth some 2.1 billion ringgit. Top gainers were led by Fraser and Neve Holdings. Losers were led by British American Tobacco Malaysia. Instacom Group was the most traded stock today. Kenanga's head of research, Chan Ken Yu, told the edgemarkets.com that he sees a rebound next week to 1,680.8. This is because the KLCI downside gap has almost been filled. Port operator Westport says its third quarter net profit shrank 7.7%. Higher tax expenses, which doubled from a year ago, contributed to the depreciation. For the third quarter ended September 30th, 2015, its net profit was down to 130 million ringgit. Meanwhile, revenue dropped 1% to about 400.8 million ringgit. Tax expenses during the quarter had risen to 32.3 million ringgit from 15.4 million ringgit a year ago. For the 9-month period, the company's net profit was flat at 372.3 million ringgit. However, its revenue for the period was higher at 1.2 billion ringgit. That's up 2.3% from last year. Going forward, the company expects its container throughput to grow in the range of 5 to 10% in 2015, primarily from its transshipment segment. This as Westport expects its Container Terminal 8 expansion plan to be fully operational by the start of next year. Crowdplus.Asia aims to raise up to 5 million ringgit for each SME registered with the equity crowdfunding platform. It is the first of its kind in ASEAN and among 6 approved by the Finance Ministry. Crowdplus.Asia's platform enables individuals to use their money to invest and lend directly to local SMEs. So companies that need equity finance can sell their shares for cheap, while investors who believe in the business can now get a piece of the pie that it would not conventionally be able to access.
Generally, it helps in the sense that those people who have the same like-minded or same interests or believe in the business model can invest in these businesses.
He says the fee charged to the SMEs ranges from 3% to 7%.
For SMEs, it's beneficial because they would pay a fee based on the success, and subsequently the fee is depending on the structure. Some is one-off, some may has a profit element.
Chua says the global market for crowdfunding is forecast to grow to $96 billion raised by the year 2025. Last year, global crowdfunding reached 16.2 billion ringgit raised. And that's all the time we have for the evening highlights. I'm Shein Shanin. Thank you so much for watching and have a great weekend.